They say that when a man turns 40, he takes up one of three hobbies, either smoking meat, making alcohol, or takes up cycling, and I'm not wearing Lycra. I have had a few goes at making alcohol, and that might be something that I continue out here, but smoking meat is definitely something that has been a part of who I am and what I've done, and fire cooking in general is a big part of our family and our family culture, and something we wanted to try this weekend just gone. It was Noah's 21st birthday. If you were watching our last video, you know we were scrambling to build that outdoor shower and toilet, that bathroom setup, and that was really cool. It all came together, and 60 plus people were here over the course of the weekend, and it held up, so it did its job, and people loved it. But a little mini project that we wanted to do after that was this really simple hanging meat style fire cooking, and I've seen some like really elaborate forms of this, and actually at our local farmers market there's a guy that does wrought iron work, and he makes these really cool like fire pits and things with various levels, and I thought, you know what, I reckon there's like a really simple version of that we could have a go at with just some star pickets, some nuts and bolts, some bits of chain and some bits of wire, and I really wanted to hang some, some meat, some chicken, I think we did some pork roasts, pineapples, we did corn, a string of apples at one point, and so we were kind of keen to give that a go. And this weekend just gone was definitely about Noah and was about a 21st birthday party celebration. So it was about that, but it was also really cool because for Kirsty and I, it was the first time that a lot of our friends and family had been here. So it was kind of a chance for us to do the tour thing and show people around. But also it's cemented for us why we're doing what we're doing out here. Because yes, we're starting a homestead, and that is about us and our immediate little family. And so the things we're doing, like the homesteady things, living off grid, making our own solar power, growing our own food, raising livestock, adapting to a slower, more mindful pace of life and more meaningful and connected and present. That's definitely what we're doing on that level for ourselves. But there's so many people in our extended network of friends and family who are behind what we're doing, and we don't want just that support to be at a distance either. And what we really wanted was to be able to have people come onto this land and landscape with us and see what we're doing, not just so that we could like show off what we're doing, but so that people could connect with what we're doing, because what we're doing is so meaningful to us, and we know that it has meaning to other people as well. And so over the last few days of just like winding down after the party, it's like Thursday now. I think the last person went home on Tuesday. So it was a festival, it was an affair. But after that, just that kind of wind down, that come down after an event, just thinking through like what this weekend meant for us. And it was just so cool to have like so many people from friend groups, some of our oldest friends, some recent friends, family and extended family, and just the people who are closest to us connecting over the course of those 4 or 5 days. And then thinking about it afterwards, like what did that mean to us, and what does this homestead mean to us? And I'm going to do a little alliteration here for you. Food was definitely top of the list. Family and friends was kind of the point, like getting that experience into other people, and then the fun aspect of actually being on a farm. And that was just so cool to see that experienced across the entire weekend. So the food was just, we were cooking all weekend, we were eating together, drinking together. This whole setup was just so much fun, like the fire cooking and kind of even like getting the kids involved in that, like even getting the kids to help me make the fire pit and kind of arrange the rocks and then bolt it all together. And then just trying different things. Like a couple of the guys that were here are actual chefs, so kind of getting different input on how we could do things. It was just so much fun. And then just having friends and family like in this space with us, that you don't do what you're doing just for yourself when you're doing this homesteading journey. A big part of what you're doing is with a sense of community, and how what you're going to do is going to impact people, not just because you get to, like, this is me just sharing the story of our homestead, and every time you get to watch one of my videos, you maybe get inspired by it, or maybe you know, are looking for information on how to do it yourself. But it's more than that. Like, you are definitely part of our community, but also our community is, you know, people that live around us, and then, like I said, those friends and family that are connected to us, and that they're not just kind of support at a distance, but also that this place is for them as well. And we've done like the big stuff in the past. We've done big massive events and catering and run kind of tourism hospitality stuff in the past that was hundreds and sometimes thousands of people at a time. That was fun, and we've learned a lot, but I'm looking for, at this stage of our homesteading journey, like, how to connect on a deeper, more intimate level. And so that group of people that we had here over the weekend was just such a realization of that for us, that this space and this place could be for that community, that we could extend what we're building here to that community, that people would come in, you know, and then set up their, you know, little campsite or caravan or whatever they came with, but also that when they came onto this landscape and just kind of breathed in the air and listened, and there was no sound of kind of those anxiety-inducing sounds of the busyness of life. And that was just so cool to see people come here and just like breathe and unwind and settle into this space. And then, and what was my third thing? Oh, fun. And well, fun and farm, but they kind of they go hand in hand for us, because what we're doing is it is farm. Like, we are raising our own food, and we are going to do some of that on some, you know, some pretty big scales. And then we've got livestock. I mean, okay, we've only got chickens right now, but we've just started hatching chickens, which is really cool. And we'll make another video about that, and I'll share that. Like, maybe next week we'll do a whole video on how we're hatching out chickens, incubating and all of that. But we'd kind of timed that this weekend so that a whole batch, maybe about a dozen eggs, were hatching across the weekend, because there were so many kids here. So for them to be able to just be really hands-on with that and kind of get connected to that experience as well. And so, yeah, we've got pigs coming, and that's super exciting. In the next few weeks, they're going to be arriving. We're going to be setting up for them. And so the farm side of homesteading is definitely something that we're doing for the farming aspect of it itself, like for the pragmatic, practical outcome of raising food and caring for the land that's been entrusted to us. But also that experience of farming and of connectedness to earth things is something that we can kind of share beyond ourselves as well. And so just to kind of watch kids let loose over this weekend, I think that probably impacted me the most. You know, like, some of the guys bought a dirt bike, and that was like racing around here over the weekend. And then a bunch of like Noah's mates, they all went four-wheel driving and into the kind of sand dunes and canyons and stuff that are down the back. That was super cool. And then the kids were like making bows and arrows, and we've got some bows and arrows here, and they were shooting at hay bales and probably each other, and, you know. But then, like, all the little kids were hanging out with the baby chicks all weekend. It was like this surrogate babysitting service. It was super cool. And so that, like, that just for us again was just another realization of like what our vision for this space and this place is. That yes, it's about food, not just for us, but for more than ourselves. And yes, it's about friends and family and broader community, and that includes you as well. And but also that you know, they could experience that not just vicariously through the screen, but also like walk onto the landscape and breathe in everything that it has to offer. And that this space was about that fun, like just really unwinding. And, you know, for so many people, you don't get that in your day-to-day and your week-to-week. And it's a really poignant reminder for Kirsty and me that, you know, we've done the 9 to 5, we've been there. We've done the corporate thing, we've been there. We've done the baby land and toddler land. We've done the living in the city and in an apartment and all of that. And so there's lots of different reasons why so many people don't get to experience this. And we're so grateful that we're here right now. You know, it was intentional. We tracked here intentionally. There was a plan that we set in motion many, many years ago that's landed us here. But I guess all of that to say that this weekend, yes, it was about Noah, and yes, it was a celebration of adulthood and 21st and all of that, but it was also so much more than that. It was that this space has become exactly what we envisioned homesteading was all about.